Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about somebody very special, an amazing human being, and he wasn't even a motorcycle rider. Can you believe that? Jerry Fairchild. Do you remember Jerry Fairchild? He was an amazing person. He built and created motorcycle engines, cars. He even sponsored Dub Farrell. And so we're going to talk about Jerry. Also, he was the president of the SRA. So we're going to talk about Jerry right now. Jerry was born in 1911, and he lived his whole life mostly in Pasadena, California. And he got really involved in Speedway as he was sponsoring the Milne brothers, Jack and Gordy Milne. And he was just loving all the motorcycle riders. He just fell in love with it. But mostly Jerry was an engine builder, and he knew how to make a motorcycle go real fast. And he hooked up with one of the early day greats, which some of you haven't heard of. His name is Ernie Rocio. Ernie Rocio, and we'll talk more about Ernie right now. You see, Jerry had a special liking for young Speedway talent. He liked the young guns. He liked the underprivileged, or the guys who had motivation and had the skill but didn't have the engine. So Jerry went ahead and picked up the great Ernie Rocio. And Ernie was just an amazing young rider, and Jerry went ahead and tuned his engines and made Ernie go real fast. In 1954, Jerry built a race car. He designed and he custom made a pretty cool race car. It was called the Fairchild Special. It was just amazing. Jerry went ahead and he won all these races. He never told me about that. I had to research and find that. Jerry was a humble man, a good man, and he never bragged about all of his accomplishments, and he had lots and lots of accomplishments. One of Jerry's cool things that he did was he was thinking like, how can I make a Speedway bike go faster? Jerry was just an amazing Speedway mind. I mean, the guy was like a computer brain. And he was thinking of how to make a speed. And then he did all the scientific research. And then he said, well, if I lay the engine back down, then the piston's going to go forward. And everything's going to actually go better. There's a motorcycle right now, right next to me, with a laydown motor. Jerry didn't make that one, though. But anyways, Jerry just told me, like, if you do the laydown, it's going to make the bike go faster. And I told Jerry, you're just crazy. And he built the first laydown Speedway bike for Ernie Rocio in about 1940s before Ernie became famous. Jerry not only built the first laydown JAP, but he built the first laydown Jawa. And he built his other special Jawas. He built bikes from other parts. And I asked Jerry, what is this? And he said, they're parts from all the best bikes, all the best parts. He made into one bike. And he made his own special engine like Ken Maley made. And it was called the Fairchild Engine. It was amazing. Jerry went ahead and he cast all the parts. He made everything special. It was just amazing. Jerry Fairchild. Jerry, after the first 2 weeks of the 75 season, Jerry saw me and he said, "Come here, young man." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you like riding the JP?" And I go, "I like the JP." He says, "I want you to ride for me, and I want you to be my young lion." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yes, we're going to make your JP go fast, and I want you to beat the Jawas." And I said, "I can do that one." Jerry also sponsored Dangerous Dub Farrell. Dangerous Dub Farrell. And he was number 2 in the United States Nationals in 75. Why? Because Jerry Fairchild was making his bike go real fast. One of Jerry's coolest things I thought he ever did was he was the president of the SRA. Do you know that one? The SRA was the Speedway Riders Association. And Jerry was the president. He had meetings like every Monday night in Pasadena, California, next to the Milne shop. I always used to see Jerry and Jack Milne, and he used to hang out at the shop and everything. He just liked the Milne brothers, and I did too. And Jerry went ahead and was the president. The SRA was a governing body. They went ahead and made rules and regulations regarding tires and penalties and violations. I got a violation, I think. Paid like $25. That sucks. Anyways, Jerry was just an amazing guy. The SRA, they went ahead and made the purse 35% of the gate at Costa Mesa Speedway. So some of the riders, like I mentioned, like Mike Bass, was making $1,000 a night when they won the scratch and handicap main. It was amazing. They're winning $30, $40, $50,000 a year. Why? Because Jerry Fairchild was the governing president of the SRA. Jerry Fairchild, the man, the myth, the legend. Jerry was just a legend. You can't read about Jerry Fairchild nowhere. Even his relatives, they don't really know everything about Jerry Fairchild. I've done some research, and also I rode for Jerry, and I learned a lot about Jerry. So I know some things that other people don't. So I appreciate you watching the blog of Jerry. He's probably one of the most underrated persons in all of Speedway, and he was probably the most genius mind of them all. And Jerry went ahead when he passed away in 1987 at the age of like 77 or 78. Jerry took a world of knowledge with him to the next world. And I wish I could have had some of that knowledge because Jerry was just a genius. So thank you so much for watching. We have more videos here that you might enjoy of Jerry and other people. And we want to go ahead and thank you for subscribing to the blog. It's really appreciate it. So please like, share, subscribe, and always ring that bell.